Hello and welcome to the new series of Drishti IAS. I am Pooja Dwivedi, and in this segment today we are going to discuss about Joe Biden and India. This topic is important from the perspective of prelims and also from the perspective of GS Mains Paper 2. So let's begin with the topics of discussion. First of all, we will talk about why in news. Now this topic is in news because India and US, they have completed their relationship under the current administration of 100 days. And this is showing that this relationship has intensified, deepened, and much more coordinated, especially under the Biden administration, which will expand the global comprehensive partnership. Now, if we talk about the Biden administration in India, the relationship between India and the United States has intensified in the first 100 days of the Biden administration. And there have been several high-level delegations. Special Envoy on Climate Change John Kerry was in India not all that long ago. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin was in India to discuss the elements of Indo US security cooperation, and the current administration of Biden administration, basically, they also want to engage India much more radically in the Afghanistan peace process. The US has engaged India in a multilateral context as well as through the Quad. Quad is a grouping of 4 countries: Australia, Japan, India and the US, though it is informal in nature, but it is trying to be institutionalized soon enough in order to tackle the growing aggressiveness of China. Now, if we talk about more, then climate cooperation is also a central part of the current engagement, health cooperation, and this was something that predates the pandemic, but has intensified with the onset of the pandemic, and even further with the uptick in cases, there have been a significant increase in cooperation. Now, as you can see, that US President Joe Biden said that we need to be there for India because India was there for us. Now he's talking about the current pandemic, the second wave of the COVID that is ravaging India, which is much more deadlier, much more virulent and infectious in nature. So the current administration of the US is trying to expand cooperation when it comes to the pandemic. And if we talk about the strategic relationship, we need to go through it one by one. If we talk about the joint strategic vision, which was first with Obama administration, by announcing a joint strategic vision for the Asia Pacific and Indian Ocean region in the year 2015. And then comes strategic and commercial dialogue. Strategic vision was followed by elevating the India-US strategic and commercial dialogue, which was launched in 2009 and the first round held in 2010. If we talk about the military exercises, US military platforms were inducted. Not signing these agreements was perceived as an obstacle to strengthening cooperation. If we talk about important military exercises, they are the Malabar exercise. Now, moving on, if we talk about GSOMIA, this was the first general security of military information agreement relating to security of each other's military information. This was signed in the year 2002. And end-use monitoring agreement, UMA, it was signed in the year 2009. But then it dragged its feet on the others on the ground that it would jeopardize India's strategic autonomy. LIMWA, it was signed in 2016, which means Logistics Exchange Memorandum of Agreement. This relates to the exchange of logistics support. And COMCASA, it was followed. Now, if we talk about COMCASA, it was signed in the year 2018. It actually permits encryption standards of communication system. BECA, now the signing of the Basic Exchange and Cooperation Agreement, providing for the sharing of geospatial data, is the last of the foundational agreements. So as you can see, so many military and strategic agreements have been signed between the US and India. It shows that the cooperation, when it comes to tackling with the challenges on a global level, it's increasing and it will increase further. If we talk about the Indo-US relationship, if we talk about economic relations, in 2019, overall US-India bilateral trade in goods and services, it reached $149 billion, and the total number of Indian students in the United States, it has more than doubled over the last decade, from 81,000 in 2008 to a record high of 2,02,000 in 2019. And international cooperation, if we talk about, India and the US cooperate closely at multilateral organizations, including the UN, G20, Association of Southeast Asian Nations, that is ASEAN, Regional Forum, International Monetary Fund, World Bank and WTA. Now the United States welcomes India joining the United Nations Security Council in 2021 for a 2-year term and supports a reformed UN Security Council that includes India as a permanent member. India is an ASEAN dialogue partner, an organization for economic cooperation and development partner, and an observer to the Organization of American States. And if we talk about bilateral representation, India maintains an embassy in the US, the given address. And as you can see, that the current administration is trying to engage India more deeply, not only for Afghanistan, but for its performance in Asia as well. Now, if we talk about the conclusion that we need here, first of all, the pandemic that has ravaged the entire country, we need to propel the health infrastructure. We need to be ready for any other pandemic that is in the offing. And of course, countering China. China is growing aggressive day by day. It is trying to be very tenacious, fiercely tenacious. But we need a strong partner in the West in order to counter its growth. We need alignment of global perspective when it comes to following a rules-based order and which can't be flouted easily, such as it has been flouted with by China time and again. Building on the shared values of democracy is much more needed. We need to build on the values of democracy. We need to make democracy stand the testing times of the 21st century and not become like any country which says that democracy will not actually stand the test of time. So this is the conclusion. So I hope you liked this segment. Tomorrow we are going to turn up again with another segment. Until then, stay updated and thank you so much for watching. Also, stay very safe.